Hey y'all, welcome to my weekly novella recap of Dulce Ambición. We're gonna find out what happened January 18th through January 22nd. Y'all, I know we are all obsessed with this show, so give me a like and subscribe on this video so that we can do this every week. There is nothing worse than a disloyal person, and poor Mary Peace is gonna find that out the hard way. So we start with Mary Peace talking to Regis, and she's like, bro, I'm not gonna be your alibi. And Regis is like, I don't want you to be my alibi, I just want you to give me another chance. And Regis really tried to go in for the kiss, but Mary Peace wasn't resisting. She kind of thought about it, but she finally pushed him away last second. Girl, you thinking about it? You can't be fooling me. Over at the cake factory, Fabiana is still pressuring Sueli, who got her to tea about how Jennifer is dating Gael. And she also told Fabiana how Gael tried to shoot Mary Peace. So naturally, Fabiana was interested. And she wasted no time talking to him. And Gael, being the villano that he is, was like, you up to some villano activity, and I am here for it. And Fabiana was liking his vibe, but I'm not liking this unholy union. It was bad enough when him and Josiane teamed up, let alone these two. Like, y'all need some G's. And Gael tells Fabiana about the Mateos and Ramirez blood feud. And Fabiana's like, yeah, I don't care about that, doesn't concern me. But girl, joke's on you because you are part of it. So I can't wait to see that mess. But anyway, Fabiana's like, get me the cake recipes. Like, these villanos doing too much. They really doing this over some cake recipes. Y'all be wildin' in this novella. Over at JCPenney, Josiane gets told that an influencer is coming in, and she has to treat her very nicely. And to both of their shock, it's Sylvia. And Josiane is not the least bit nice about it. And she tries for like a second to pretend like she's nice and she fake. But literally she gets Sylvia like one thing, and then she already is extra bitchy, she's extra rude. And Sylvia's being really professional. She's like, Josiane, this is literally how you treat your customers. And Josiane's being extra nasty. She's trying to put Sylvia down. But Sylvia held her own. She was like, listen, Hunty, I am succeeding at social media, alright? Like, Sylvia tried to be diplomatic and try to have a conversation with Josiane and try to be civil, but you can't with her. Because that just set up Josiane to the point where she started throwing clothing around, and even the manager got involved. She was like, what is going on here? So Sylvia immediately meets with Kim afterwards, and she tells her the tea about what happened. And Sylvia is so nice that she was like, honestly, I kind of feel bad for her, and I feel bad for Amadeo dealing with her. And Kim was like, I don't feel bad for that bitch. And she was like, I'm gonna go pay her a visit because this I have to see. So Kim runs over to Vivi, who's going on about her normal BS. And Kim's like, yeah, you're suffering and so on, but like, we have to pay Josiane a visit. Elsewhere, little homophobic queen Cassia is talking to her online boo. And we knew she was getting catfish. That mofo came clean and said that he was 24 years old. And then he sent her this fake-ass picture. Girl, we know that is not him. And Cassia's dumbass really was like, let me think about it. Like, girl, no. You better get kidnapped. And honestly, I wouldn't even be mad. Even annoying-ass Merlin was like, girl, like, you better watch that because that sounds extra soft. And Cassia really had the nerve to be like, no, I'm gonna meet him because he's the only one that gets me. Everybody else calls me a rara. Like, they call you that, Cassia, because you're an intolerant, homophobic little gremlin and can't nobody stand your ass. Anyways, later that night, my girl Mary Peace working her ass off, and Amadeo pop up at the new cake shop. And tell me why Mary Peace was like, I don't know if I have time, but you had enough time to go out on a date with Regis, to the point where freaking Jennifer and Antonio had to tell her, like, no, we gotta cover, girl. Go on your date, like, go on your date. So they go on their date and stuff, and then Amadeo was like, yo, we gotta talk about your divorce with Regis. He was like, y'all better sign that stuff, and you better get some money out of him. And Mary Peace really was like, I ain't here nothing. Over at Camilo's place, Camilo's doing the most as usual. He's interrogating them as usual, and Berta was like, yeah, Kim came to visit her, but I wasn't about to just spy on her because they're friends. And so that tells me that Berta is warming up to Vivi. And then Camilo was talking about how he had a problem with Kim visiting her, and they went at it as usual. Like, Camilo once again was harassing Vivi, and even Berta was like, yo, Camilo, like, you doing a little too much, bruh. But silly ass Vivi, she runs and calls Chicle immediately. And Camilo walks right in and catches her ass. And he was like, give me your phone, give me your phone, like a 9th grade high school teacher. He really tackled her ass. And then he threw it and broke it. He was like, no more phone for you. Like, Camilo is out of control, and I am tired of his ass. Like, they need to come up with a plan. And Vivi needs to start dropping some truths because she cannot keep doing this. As if we weren't annoyed enough, they had the nerve to have Gael and freaking Jennifer's clown ass freaking plan. And Gael really was talking about wouldn't it be nice if we settled down? And even Jennifer knew he was trash. She was like, bruh, you a deadbeat. You don't even have a job. Like, how are we gonna settle down? And Gael's like, I could get a lot of money if you just gave me the recipes from Mary Peace. And Jennifer wasn't dumb. She was like, I knew exactly who sent you, and I ain't gonna give you nothing. I can't do that to Mary Peace. She has been so nice to me. And Gael was like, pretty please, we can start our own bakery. And stupid ass Jennifer falls for it. Like, girl, you are a clown. You know he's a deadbeat. I'm glad he's cheating on your ass. And he's probably gonna get with Fabiana too. So the next day, Tonio and Mary Peace had to go get some stuff. And stupid ass Jennifer just freaking takes the opportunity and copies all of Mary Peace's recipes and sends them to Gael. And he wastes no time and he goes to visit Fabiana immediately. And these two are a little too smiley. Like, they liking each other too much for comfort. Fabiana immediately walks down to the floor and she tells Abel that they're gonna have a whole new line of cake. And her evil ass celebrates by firing these two poor guys over here. And damn, everyone's just like demoralized. Everyone's just like sad. But Britney wasn't having it. because she ran to Mary Peace, like immediately. And she was like, Mary Peace, they done stole your recipes. They robbed your ass. Poor Mary Peace, we are here again with her having to deal with yet another betrayal. Thankfully, Britney was a real one, and she warned her right off the bat. And poor Mary Peace, karma came so quick for Jennifer because Mary Peace confronted her ass. And Jennifer had no choice to not only stealing the recipes, but also dating Gael. And poor Mary Peace was just heartbroken. Like, can you believe the nerve of this person? And Jennifer really had the nerve to have some hoe tears. Like, girl, ain't nobody care about your hoe tears? She was really like, forgive me, Mary Peace, I shouldn't have betrayed you. Like, girl, you really shouldn't. Like, you did yourself dirty, and this is what you get. Anyways, Mary Peace wasted no time, and she ran to the cake factory. And she blindsided Fabiana. She was like, girl, you stole them from me. She was like, you a ratera. And Fabiana really had the nerve to play dumb. She was like, what do you mean, Mary Peace? Over at Vivi's apartment, Vivi is filling Kim in on what happened with Camilo. And even Kim was like, yo, you're doing a little too much. Like, y'all a little too dramatic. So Kim helps Vivi get in touch with Chicle. And they once again plan a meeting. But can y'all plan an escape? Can we do something more productive instead of this BS? So now that the drama's aside, Kim is like, all right, let's go shopping. She's like, we about to snatch Josiane's wig. So over at JCPenney, Josiane is dusting some shelves or whatever she does. And the manager was like, yo, Vivi is here, yo. Josiane is not happy at all. And she was like, too bad, you have to greet her. So the manager personally greets Vivi because we know she's an important client. And Josiane has to go out and work with them. And she's all fake. Like, she's trying to hold it in. And we know she's extra pissed. And Kim and Vivi were low-key shady. She was like, damn, I know you were working here. Like, y'all doing too much. Vivi was like, damn, but you had so much money. What happened? And Kim couldn't help it. And she was like, yeah, money that she stole from her own mom. So they just low-key dragging Josiane. And now we leave off of Josiane just holding in the inner demon that she has inside. I know we're gonna have some mess tonight. You know what I hate? Disloyal bitches. And that's how we got this episode. So like, we start with Mary Peace confronting Fabiana about stealing the recipe. And Mary Peace was like, you and ambiciosa, like you're really doing this for the cash. And Fabiana dropped something interesting about her motives. She was like, it's not just for the cash. And she Instagram filtered flashback to the point where she first tried the cake. And she revealed that she wants to own the factory because it reminded her about a feeling from a long, long time ago, which we know is her real past. And Mary Peace was like, you know what? Now that I think about it, I kind of got the feeling like I know you from somewhere too. But anyways, Mary Peace was like, bitch, you better leave me alone. And Fabiana wouldn't back down. She was like, I'm gonna crush you and your new bakery. Like, y'all doing this over some recipes. Over at JCPenney, Josiane and Vivi and Kim are being extra awkward and shady. And Vivi's like, all right, since you're the sales associate, can you help me try stuff on? And Fabiana is cringing. But she had to suck it up. Like, do your job, baby girl. But they really weren't feeling the boots. Even Berta was like, yeah, I ain't like this one. And Josiane's patience expired. She called Vivi a payasa again. And Vivi was like, girl, I know you're not about to talk to me that way. And they started a full-blown argument. Josiane started talking crap about how Vivi always got preferential treatment. And Vivi wasn't going to stay quiet, and she clapped back too. Kim is fearless because she jumped right into to curse out Josiane. And the store manager, seeing all the mess, quickly ran in. But Josiane just would not stop her crazy ass. And Vivi had enough. She was like, you know what? I'm never coming back to this store. And Kim was like, y'all better do a better job of hiring people. Even Berta threw shade at the owner. And the owner fired Josiane on the spot. She was like, girl, you fired. And Josiane just standing there looking like a sapo. So she gets back home and she immediately calls Captain Saberho, aka Teo. And his thirsty ass ran faster than Usain Bolt to go see her. And of course she was ungrateful. And Teo the Clown really gonna talk about, Josiane, let me find you a job. I know of a hostess position that you might like. And she thought about it. Mary Peace gets back to the new bakery and immediately fires Jennifer. And they talk one last time, and Jennifer's having whole tears. She's super remorseful. She was like, I should have never done that to you. And poor Mary Peace was like, I trusted you. I really cared for you. You really betrayed me, and that really hurt. And Jennifer, girl, like, too little, too late. Like, you should have thought about that before you did all that nonsense. Like, you really got what you deserved. And Mary Peace, being the caring person that she is, she was like, listen, I'm no longer involved in your life. But she was like, I give you one last piece of advice. Get away from Gael. He's literally ruining your life. And Jennifer wasn't stupid. She learned her lesson real quick because she freaking realized that, and she went right on. She met with Gael, and then the guy at the bakery complimented her. They were like, Jennifer, everyone loved you, which made her realize that she lost so much by betraying Mary Peace and helping Gael. So she just dropped it. She was like, listen, I told Mary Peace everything. She knows that you stole the recipes. She knows that I'm dating you. And Gael's like, what do you mean? Like, this clown really had the nerve to be like, listen, the Mateos and Ramirez blood feud includes you because you're dating. And thankfully, Jennifer was like, no, sir, that's nothing to do with me. You a clown, and I'm leaving your ass. She really called him dusty and walked away, which she should have done since day one. And instead of taking responsibility for his own actions, Gael's like, Mary Peace did this. Like, no, Gael, you did this to yourself, you freaking clown. So Fabiana's pressuring Sueli. And here's my problem with Sueli. She always talks about how Mary Peace helped her and her son with all his surgeries and like physical needs that he needed money for because he's sick or something. I don't remember. But then when push comes to shove, Sueli had no problem giving Fabiana all the tea because Fabiana was trying to find a way to hurt Mary Peace and her bakery. And Sueli could have played dumb. She could have just been like, I don't know anything. But no, she told Fabiana about the loan that Mary Peace took out. And Fabiana just found a way to hurt Mary Peace and to make sure she loses her bakery. Like, Sueli realized she messed up big. And like she did go talk to Marcio immediately, but it's like too little too late. Like at least Marcio was like, all right, I guess I'll try to tell Mary Peace about this, but I mean, she's pretty much screwed. I can't stand these disloyal hoes. Like I can't. Anyways, over at the random photo shoot of the day, Vivi plans her escape to go meet with Chicle, and Berta catches on immediately, and Kim stops her. So Vivi runs, and Berta's like, all right, where did the bitch go? And Kim made up some wild story about how Vivi got sick randomly and how she went to the hospital, but Berta wasn't buying it. And so once again, we go back to this annoying ass couple. My problem with Vivi and Chicle is that they are two-dimensional. They have never they're real like F-buddies. Like they feel like friends with benefits. I never ever felt the love of them because anytime they're shown together, it is literally this. Like where's the love, y'all? And where are the brain cells? Because the time they wasted doing this, they could have used to come up with a plan to beat Camilo. Like Vivi's inability to tell the truth is really her worst enemy. Like she really keeps saying, just trust me on this one, bro. I'll figure it out. It's like, Vivi, if you would have told Chicle the truth, y'all could have come up with a plan and you wouldn't even be in this situation. Since we're annoying people, Cassia's dumbass really went and met with this like 35-year-old. And she was like, you a little too old. Like I'm literally a teenager. Like this is not right. I'm gonna leave. But why they always catch this girl with the sandwich? Fabiana pulled the same trick. He was like, let's get a sandwich. And she fell right for it. Her dumbass. And this pedophile, no bueno, like at first he trying to charm her and stuff. Her stupid ass really falling for it. And then he got creepy and he was like, you should come with me to my apartment. And I'm creeped out. And even Cassia was like, this is not right. Ooh, and he got aggressive real quick. He was legit about to kidnap Cassia. Thankfully, Cassia ain't that stupid because she attacked them and ran behind the counter and got help. The pedo realized that he'd been caught, ran off. And honestly, for the first time, I legit felt bad for her. You know, she was worked up, she was crying, she was like, I don't want my parents to find out. Like, I really hope Cassia learned her lesson because this is... So for our last scene, Vivi gets back home and Berta's ready to question her. Vivi was like, yeah, I went to the hospital, but literally nothing happened. And Berta's like, girl, you really gonna lie to me? Because don't nobody believe that story. And then Camilo knew exactly what happened. He was like, Vivi, you bad at lying. And we all know what he was up to. So they start going at it as usual because there's never a dull day in that house. And Camilo legit turned into a dog. He started sniffing Vivi, talking about, I can smell Chicle on you. Like, Camilo, you wild. And he was like, if you meet with Chicle again, I will put him in jail for Cosme's death. And this is the stupidity with Vivi. The only thing that Camilo legit can use against Chicle is that he killed Cosme. Something which Vivi can easily prove would have been self-defense if she just told the damn truth from the start. Like, literally, Vivi doesn't have a problem. She's literally just being stupid, and this storyline is so frustrating. Like, I just want this to be over. Alright, tell me the truth. Have you ever been fired from a job? Because today's episode is all about Josiane not keeping a job. So we start with Lyris confronting Cassia. And I think this was an eye-opener to both of them, that they need to cut the crap and watch their daughter. Even old lady Gladys was like, y'all mofos are some BS, and you need to cut the crap and pay attention to your kids. And they were like, yeah, no, we slipping real bad. And then nasty ass Merlin pop in talking about he want to talk to Cassia. And poor Cassia's still traumatized by the experience. And Merlin badass talking about you want to do something to catch a predator crap. And Cassia low-key messy because she was definitely up for it. Elsewhere, Marcio goes and talks to Mary Peace, and he tells her about Fabiana's plan to send the bank creditors after her. Poor Mary Peace, like she just keeps getting problems. Like these villanos keep coming after her, making her sad. But thankfully Marcio was a real one. So she went and runs to Amadeo, and Amadeo's like, don't worry, I'll represent you. And they get all touchy-feeling, and then they start making it. Like they was going in. And I just realized something. There's literally nothing stopping Mary Peace and Amadeo from being together. And that's kind of the first time I've seen that happen in the novella. Elsewhere, Fabiana's trying to get info out of Marcio about the loan that Mary Peace took out. But our boy Marcio is no snitch. He's like, girl, I ain't gonna tell you nothing. So she goes and visits Fabiana because we know she's gonna say something. And Fabiana was like, woo, child, the ghetto. Like, this some creaky ass apartment. And Josiane being all fake and stuff was like, yeah, bitch, this is actually all your fault. And Fabiana does her usual thing of threatening Josiane. She's like, you better give me that bank info. And Josiane hinted at something. She was like, you're not going to use these pictures right now. You're going to use those pictures later when you need them. And that is some heavy foreshadowing. Anyways, she coughed up the bank info. And Fabiana wasted no time and paid them a visit to tell them about Mary Peace. The bank lady was like, yo, bro, this is kind of unprofessional. Like, we don't talk about people's business. But this little asshole of a banker was like, yeah, we got to get Mary Peace. Like, my dude, what's your problem? Why are you so hype? Anyway, this bank lady knew that there was something fishy about Fabiana because she was like, why are you so invested in this? And Fabiana was like, I'm Mary Peace's competitor and she's taking all my business. And she gave her the biggest side eye. She was like, this bitch. Because she knew what Fabiana was up to. Later that night, Octavio and Sabrina, who are apparently still together, go for some fine dining and they go to Josiane's restaurant. And I'm noticing a pattern here. Josiane sees somebody she pissed off, they get into an argument, she can't stand it, she freaks out, and then she gets fired. And that's exactly what happens, because Sabrina they are getting served, and she's taunting Josiane, and Josiane is extra pissed. Sabrina was like, girl, you fell extra hard. But then Josiane started being nasty, and Sabrina was like, bitch, you better give me some respect, and you better give me an apology. And next thing this girl sees is some champagne in her face because Josiane snapped and threw it at her. The manager saw it, and Josiane was fired. Next thing we see, this bitch is just chilling in bed with some dude, and we know that's Teo. She really talking about, oh, I got fired. And Teo's clown ass talking about, oh, let me go find you another job. Like, Teo, this simping is getting too much, bro. And he's honestly getting on my nerve for this BS. And Teo did just as he said. Elsewhere, Lyris pays Agno a visit, and she meets Mano Santa. And she's like, you know what? You and I should be friends. And Mano Santa liked the idea. Anyways, Lyris gets to business. She was like, listen, this crap between you and me needs to stop. And you need to start by giving me the pension that I deserve, which she has every right to. And Agno really gonna play dumb. He was like, I ain't got no money, and I gave you the pension that was settled in the court. And Lyris was like, come on, cut the crap. We both know that you did some shady stuff in that trial. You need to pay me what is due. And Agno really had the nerve to play stupid. This is why I can't stand his ass. Like, he could have done the right thing. And thankfully, Mano Santa called his ass out. He was like, dude, you legit offered to be my sugar daddy. And I said no. And that's my problem with Agno. He had enough money to take care of this BS. He should have had enough money to take care of his family. But thankfully, that forced him to do the right thing because he agreed to pay Lyris what she is due. And Lyris was like, bro, I kind of really like you. Did we just become BFFs? Like, Mano Santa really about to become Lyris's gay BFF. I can't with this mess. The next day, the bank people pay Mary Peace a visit. And the bank lady just trying to get her cash. Like, I get it. Like, you need to pay your loans, baby girl. Like, I get it. But tell me why this mofo came in guns blazing, talking about Mary Peace, we're gonna get your bakery. Like, sir, you need to chill down. Mary Peace ain't dumb though, because she got Amadeo and they went to settle. Amadeo was smart though. He managed to get a 30% discount. Take notes, y'all. Don't pay your bills and get a 30% discount apparently. But it only gives Mary Peace 90 days to pay the entire bill. And we know it's a lot of money. So we immediately go to Grandma Evelina and Marlene watching TV. And the solution pops right up. There's a new reality show about baking cake. And Marlene's like, bro, you watching this? We just found the solution. So Mary Peace is home and they're all crazy. And Marlene's like, we just found a solution to your problem. You're gonna be on TV. Like, they're really about to make Mary Peace an influencer herself. My girl's about to be a reality TV star. Later that night, Josiane is going to her first night of work. And this is actually her best outfit. Like, I really like this outfit on her. So, you know, she going in and out. She filtering out people to let out. And then in came this dude. His name is Hugo Gloss, and apparently he's a big influencer in Brazil. Like, mofos were taking pictures of him and stuff. But Josiane was rude with the wrong person as usual. And Hugo wasn't taking that crap. He was like, boy, like, if you don't let me into this nightclub, because I've been to way better places than this. And Josiane is being extra rude. She's like, you ain't letting in because you ain't nobody. And then my dude Hugo realized that was Josiane, and he started dragging her to the pits of hell. My dude called her crusty, he called her nasty, and he reminded her that she stole all her money from her mom. Like, that he's going around, and he also called her a failed influencer. Like, we all know Josiane ain't got no followers. The argument got to the point where even the manager got involved. And my dude Hugo was like, listen, I'm gonna talk crap about your business because you have this wench over here. And Josiane once again messes with yet another person. And the manager dude is like, yeah, you're fired, you're done, girl. Back in Marlene's place, they run and get Jose Elio to enroll Mary Peace into this new content. And Mary Peace is so excited. Like, they're really about to make Mary Peace into a reality TV star. And for our last scene, Captain Seba Hotel runs and saves Josiane once again. And Josiane really had the nerve to talk about the manager dude at the nightclub try to do something to her. Like, girl. And Teo's dumbass falls for it yet again. Like, I don't know what's gonna be enough for this dude. She's gonna kill his ass when they watch. Like, I can't stand him, and I wouldn't be mad either. Alright, yo, so what's your wildest job you ever had? Because I don't think that's gonna be even as wild as Josiane's job today. So we start with Regis getting served some divorce papers. Mary Peace telling him what's going on with Fabiana in the reality TV show contest, and Regis really doesn't want to give it up. He's like, I support you, but I still have my hopes of getting back with you. But that ended extra quick because they went right to the judge. Amadeo was ready. And Regis is like, but I don't want to do it. And Mary Peace was like, Regis, if you care about me, the best way you can support me is by filing this damn divorce. And poor Regis looked like a kid who just got grounded. Too bad, Regis. You snooze, you lose. Over at the police station, Camilo took a break from his job as a villano to do his actual job of a detective, and some lady rolled up. And it turns out that there's a new detective partner on his team, and he was not happy about it at all. Camilo's boss was like, dude, you literally have spent this whole time being a villano. You need someone helping you out. And she wasn't playing around either. She was like, oh, you being all misogynistic. And also, we should put Regis in jail. So we go over to the market, and we find out that Josiane's new job is selling fish. And low-key, Josiane looks like she's enjoying it. Like, she is actually liking working. But she ain't fooling me, and not Mary Peace either. Teo's dumbass, on the other chance, really did believe her, and he ran and told Mary Peace to teach. Mary Peace was like, finally that bitch is doing actual hard work, and she deserves it. And simp-ass Teo really was like, isn't this too harsh for her? And Mary Peace went through some growth and was like, listen, I spoiled the crap out of that girl. I gave her an amazing life, and she was ungrateful, so she should be working hard right now, as she should. And simp-ass Teo is like, oh, but I feel bad for her. Like, Teo, if her own mom says this is what she deserves and what's best for her, then your ass needs to sit down. You know who else needs to sit down? Fabiana, because she stayed doing too much. Like, she really went to the bank and was like, so y'all gonna take Mary Peace's bakery away? At first, the bank lady was like, listen, we don't talk about personal business here. But then she was like, you know what? I'm feeling petty. We're gonna let Mary Peace have a break, and we're gonna let her pay her loan. And Fabiana was extra pissed. She was like, WTF, that's gonna hurt my business. And the bank lady couldn't help but rub it in. And she was like, that's right. She gonna go on this contest. And we all know the bitch is gonna win. She gonna cook the best cake. And unfortunately, though, she did tip off Fabiana about the reality show. Because though Fabiana's stupid ass was fuming and she was panicking, she ran right back to the bakery and she told Abel. She was all up Abel's ass. Talking about, Abel, you're so wonderful. You're the best cake maker. And everybody gave her the side eye. They were like, bitch, you never this nice. So what you up to? Even Abel was like, girl, you up to some nefarious stuff as always, so you better just spill. So Fabiana just laid it out. She was like, enter the contest, you will win $1 million if you win, and you will represent the bakery. And Abel was like, well, crap, if you put it that way, then yes. So literally, Abel's gonna be Mary Peace's competition from the bakery. Later that night, Lyris prepared a dinner for her entire family, including Mano-san. And they already BFFs, like they already love each other. And I gotta hand it to old lady Gladys. She's been keeping it very real lately. Because when Lyris tried to act like Cassia was just feeling ill, she said straight up, she was like, she don't want to see your man, Agno. So Mano-santa went and tried to control the beef and talked to this nasty little gremlin. And he was like, yo, Cassia, dog, just be mature. And also, I love your father. And Cassia's little nasty homophobic ass was like, listen, I don't want to hear the L word, not lesbian love. And she was like, I don't want to hear any of it. So poor Mano-santa left feeling super bad. He was like, oh no, I'm not going to get in the way of your family. And Cassia really was like, oh my god, it's so nice that we're together like a family again. Like, Cassia, nobody's buying this crap. I wish your little ass would have gotten kidnapped. Elsewhere, they're celebrating Antero's and Grandmama Evelina's engagement. And I give Marlene extra props for being there because I could never, especially not with this bruja of Grandmama Evelina freaking trying to actively steal her man. Like what she's doing is deliberate and it's nasty and I cannot stand her ass. After that moment, Mary Peace and Amadeo were having a really good time. And my boy Amadeo went for it. He started making out with Mary and Mary Peace is kind of reserved. She was like, what about Carlitos? And Amadeo was like, bro, I ain't never taken care of that child, so don't bring him up because that ain't gonna be a problem for me. And there was hardcore making out. Like, y'all is nasty, but I'm here for this. And my girl Mary Peace was super happy after that. Because honestly, there's nothing stopping them from being together right now. Y'all know who wasn't having a good night? Regis. Because his ass went right back to gambling. Even the loan shark was like, yo, bro, like, you should chill out. And Regis went back to his typical BS of just loaning money that he didn't have. And as usual, my dude lost everything. Like, damn, Regis. All this progress for nothing, my dude. The next day, Joanna shows up at the bakery, and her and Mary Peace are so cute. Like, they are really so alike. But Tonio, who knows the script, was like, listen, something's gonna happen to that girl, like, you better watch her. But then he told Mary Peace something that made her very happy. He was like, you and her have a very special connection and a bond connecting the both of you. Elsewhere, we go back to Josiane selling her fish, and Grandmama Evelina rolled up. And at first, Josiane being extra fake and whatever, she's like, yeah, I love selling these fish. Tell me why that's gonna be me when TikTok is over and we have to go get real jobs. Anyways, Marlene takes a picture of Josiane and the psycho jumps out. Like, she came right at Marlene and she was like, you trying to humiliate me? And Marlene was like, bro, chill. I'm just trying to show your mom what's going on. But she was like, if you're gonna take it that way, bitch, then we can go at it. And then Josiane threw a fish at Marlene like a psycho. And then she started throwing fishes at everybody. And then she started throwing fish in general like a crazy person. Like, Josiane lost another job. And of course, simp-ass Tail is there to bail her out. I cannot stand his ass. Anyway, he's like, you should go talk to Mary Peace. And she at first doesn't want to do it. But she ain't stupid though. She was like, you know what? Maybe I am getting to that point where I need to scam her again. She was like, yeah, go over with your mom. And stupid ass Tail really was like, maybe we can build a life together. Like, Tail, I really hope she stabs your ass. Anyway, stupid ass Tail takes Josiane over to the bakery. And Mary Peace spots her ass. She know what's coming. She was like, girl, what you want? What you doing in my bakery? And Josiane was extra fake. She was like, I just came here to apologize. I'm so sorry. And we don't know Mary Peace's reaction, but something tell me Mary Peace ain't stupid anymore. Because we don't believe an ounce of that fake ass apology. Josiane ain't trying to go back to that fish stand. Have you ever had somebody fake in your life? The best way to expose them is to inconvenience them because they'll show the real colors very quickly. And that's what Mary Peace realized. So we start this episode with Mary Peace talking to Josiane. And Josiane giving this whole spiel about how she's wrong and she's sorry. And it was Regis's fault. Mary Peace ain't dumb. She's like, girl, you blaming Regis now? Like, we really doing this? And she was like, yes, give me a job, Mary Peace. And we knew she was fake already, but this confirmed what we already knew. Her ass wasn't sorry. But Mary Peace is a woman who learned from her mistakes because she's not convinced either. Elsewhere, we have Lyris talking to Mano-santa about Cassia. And she accidentally tells Adriano, the gym manager, that Agno is gay. And that Mano-santa's his boo. And Adriano was like, wait, what? And I never want to hear the boys don't like to tea. Because as soon as Agno got in there, they was all roasting him. They were like, that's it, man. Y'all all love to gossip too. Anyways, Lyris apologizes to Mano-santa for Cassia's behavior. And we can see a friendship button here. And my respects go up for Lyris because she had absolutely every reason to hate Agno and to be a total jerk to him. But instead, she chose to be understanding with him, which is amazing. Elsewhere, Camilo pays Regis another visit and Regis ain't having it. And this time, the girl detective showed up too. And she came on extra strong. And Regis said, girl, I used to be a Villano. I ain't saying nothing without my lawyer. But Camilo was hot-headed and he was like, Regis, I know you are the killer. And bruh, Regis clapped back. He was like, you keep making accusations like that and I'm gonna file a report against your ass. I am here for this rivalry. Later that night, Mary Peace is chilling with Amadeo and she's telling her about the Josiane thing. And he's like, you know, Teo really loves her and she does seem to be trying. Like, what do you think? And Mary Peace is like, I'm gonna put that bitch to work. And Amadeo puts two and two together. He's like, bitch. And Mary Peace is like, bitch, we gotta put her to work. So the next day at the bakery, Josiane shows up all peppy, pretending to be super nice and grateful. And she's like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna do social media? Like, girl, you ain't gonna do nothing. And Mary Peace was like, boy, do I have a special job for you. And Josiane knew exactly what was coming. And then we see her pushing the cart. She really was selling cake on the street. And she was extra pissed. She was not having it. And then she started getting like a little crowd. And then one of the dudes called her pastelera. And her freaking psycho went off. She flashed back to the point where she got bullied in the past. And she started being a psycho again. She started yelling at everybody. Then she started throwing cakes at them. And once again, like the fish thing, she started throwing cakes in general. She did the exact same thing. Her ass is crazy. Lock her up. And immediately after that, she ran back to the bakery extra pissed. And she felt extra brave. But Mary Peace put her in place. She was like, bitch, you better not raise your voice in my bakery. And Josiane was like, you try to humiliate me with that job. But like the nerve of this went. And Mary Peace was like, yeah, I knew your ass was lying. You haven't changed at all. And Josiane acted extra offended as if the cake job was horrible. Mary Peace wasn't having her BS. She was like, girl, that's how I worked every day to raise your ass, to give you the life that you had. So miss me with this nonsense. Mary Peace really said, you're gonna learn how to work hard, bitch. And if Josiane really had the nerve to try to put her down after everything. And Mary Peace told her to get out. She held her own. I'll give Mary Peace that. She ain't the same dumbass she was to her before. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's still her daughter, and Mary Peace still got hurt by Josiane's horrible words. I really hope Joanna is her daughter, because Josiane doesn't deserve any of this. Boy, y'all really wanted me mad today, because Vivi came up with her stupidest plan yet to get Berta out of the house. She really made up some story to get Berta to go to her mom's house. And this crazy bitch snuck Chicle into her house. And they once again went at it. Can y'all mofos plan a way out and not do this nonsense? Y'all can do it later. Our girl Berta ain't done though, because she was like, y'all be talking a little too long. She was like, this smells like a ploy to get me out of the house. So her ass got up and left because she knew she'd been played. And Beatrice had no way of reaching Vivi, her dumbass. Bro, so we get back to Camilo's apartment and Berta caught they asses. Vivi was extra shook. Berta's like, what y'all up to? Y'all gotta tell me right now. And Vivi begged. She begged Berta not to tell Camilo anything. And Berta really proved that she's the smartest person in the show so far. Because she was like, all right, y'all hear me out. And Berta started telling us her backstory. She was like, I can tell that both of you are in a forbidden romance, that Camilo's trying to keep you guys apart. And she was like, I had a similar situation like that when I was young. And she was like, right now, everyone sees me as this old, bitter woman that the world discarded. But I once wanted to have love just like you. And then Vivi and Chicle fill in Berta on the plot that Camilo has against them and how they're trying to get out of it. And Berta became very self-aware. She was like, I didn't realize I was basically the jail guard who was guarding you all the time. She really was making Vivi cry. But Berta was like, don't worry, I'm on y'all side now. Which I said from the start. I was like, listen, Berta always seemed like she needed a little love and acceptance. And she seems to have just gotten it here. And she was going to flip at some point. Berta was like, y'all cannot run away from Camilo. He's too smart. So we've had to figure out a way to get you guys out of it. And Vivi was so happy. This really turns the tide, having somebody so close to her on her side. And what really got me was when Berta was like, Vivi, can I have a hug? And then they just hugged it out. And this is like the first time we see like Berta at ease. These Brazilian novellas keep amazing me because Berta could have easily been a 2D evil character. And the fact that they developed her so much in such a short time really speaks to how amazing these writers are. Back in the hood, Josiane is giving Teo some stupid ass story about how Mary Peace kicked her out, just like everyone else from all her other jobs. She really gave her some whole tears, and stupid ass Teo believed it. He was like, no, Josiane, I believe you can change. Like, Teo, you stupid. And Josiane was like, I did this for you, Teo. I wanted you to believe in me. And his dumbass ate all of it up. He was like, you're right. Someone like you shouldn't be living like this. And when I saw this mofo do this, I was like, no. And it was like, yup, Teo's dumbass proposed to Josiane. And of course her ass agreed. Like, Teo, how are you gonna propose to a girl that 2 days ago said that she was repulsed by you, that she was only using you to get out of the hood? Like, how are you that dumb, Teo? She literally laid it all out for you. Teo should be a cautionary tale of what happens when the simping goes wrong, when you simp too much. Because in our next scene, Josiane runs to Regis. And she's telling Regis all the tea about how stupid Teo is and how he proposed to her. And she went right in for the kill. She was like, but Regis, it is you that I want to be with. And we're left with Regis giving her the side eye. But I don't know, Regis been on some nonsense lately. So I don't know if he's going to agree to this bull. Y'all want to know what the most shocking thing about this week was? That they announced that it's últimas semanas, final weeks. Like, y'all, I am obsessed with this show. I have no idea what I'm going to do. But anyways, I'm gonna keep going to the very end, y'all. Y'all like and subscribe this video. Thank you so much for all the love and views. And then I'll see y'all next week.